time, weather, and
always.
The music is recorded. The music is recorded. What the hell does that mean?
Watch it, sucker.
Hey, slow down, my brother. We'll get there. First, we got to back up in time just a little bit. So check this out.
There ain't nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here at all. So calm yourself, stop that fuss. There ain't nobody here but us. We chickens trying to sleep, and you bust in and hobble, 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 hobble. It's a sin. There ain't nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here at all. You're stomping around and shaking around. You're kicking up an awful dust. We chickens trying to sleep, and you bust in and hobble, 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 hobble. It's a sin.
All right, so you're in the late 1930s. We're going to move around. So for those of us who live in Atlanta, we have a mayor. Her name is Keisha Lance Bottoms. This musician just happens to be Keisha Lance Bottoms' dad, Major Lance. Late 1950s, produced by Curtis Mayfield. This is the music that we roller skated to back in junior high school.
There's a place right across town, wherever you're ready.
Roller skating.
While people gather around, whenever they're ready. And then the music begins to play. You feel the groove coming on its way. Are you ready? Are you ready? You get yours, and I got a mind for the Monday time. Monday time. Monday time. Now the dance that the people do, I don't know how it started. All I know that when the beat makes me feel, it's hard to get by.
Ah,
The music begins to play. Automatically you're on your way. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, you get yours, 'cause I got mine for the Monday time. I do the Monday, yeah. I do the Monday, yeah. I twist them hips, twist them hips. I let your backbone slip, let your backbone slip. Now move your feet, move your feet. Get on the beat, get on the beat.
that's late 1950s. So let's skip back to the Basie years. This tune is completely over the top. It's called Piano Man. 1950s, one of the greatest singers in North America was Billy Eckstine, Mr. B.
I don't want no opera, no cha-cha, no mambo. My baby's gone and left me, and I'm feeling mighty low.
Billy Eckstine,
Mr. Piano Man,
Count Basie.
play me some down home blues. It's a story that's old and can only be told through the blues. Let your left hand tell my misery, your right hand tell my pain. When she left, she took the sunshine, left me standing here in the rain.
Oh my
Mr.
God, Count Basie.
Play me some down home blues. Let me sit here and brood, 'cause I'm just in the mood for the blues.
Oh my God. this album here, Johnny Hartman and John Coltrane. In John Coltrane's life, he only played with one singer, which is really phenomenal considering his legacy. It was Johnny Hartman. And because of the architects of the Jim Crow laws, the white establishment really had a problem with watching white girls scream at Negroes on the stage with microphones. That's why a lot of the great black artists that existed during that time you never heard of, only a few of them were allowed to make it through. This voice, Johnny Hartman and John Coltrane.
I used to visit all the very gay places, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life.
His voice sounds like
To
caramel,
get the
warm
feel of
caramel.
life, till the girls I knew had sad and sullen gray faces with distant K traces that used to be there. You could see where they'd been washed away by too many through the day. 12 o'clock till. Then you came along with your siren song to tempt me to madness. I thought for a while that your poignant smile was tinged with the sadness of a great love for me. Ah, yes, I was wrong. Again, I was wrong. Life is lonely again, and only last year
This entire album
everything seemed so sure.
was done in one take,
Now
except for
life
one
is
song
awful
where the drummer dropped his stick.
again, a trough full of hearts
This is high-level art.
could only be a bore.
I'm gonna skip around this album a little bit.
A week in Paris,
I have two albums.
through the trees comes autumn with her serenade. Melodies, the sweetest music ever played. Autumn kisses we knew are beautiful souvenirs. As I pause to recall, the leaves seem to fall like tears. Silver stars were clinging to an autumn sky. Love was ours until October wandered by. Let the years come and go, I'll still feel the glow that time cannot fade.
I got a lot of commercials today. I'm sorry about that, but I have to do this.
My name is Roosevelt Muhammad, President and CEO of Timer Human Relations Consulting Firm, Leadership and Educational Center. Timer stands for Total Involvement, moves everyone and everything responsibly in time. We make a commitment to serve. From a synergistic standpoint, the whole is always greater than the sum of the parts. From a mathematical axiom standpoint, the whole is always greater than the individual part. Bottom line is that leadership and commitment is crucial. Our slogan also is 19pledges.org or 19pledges.com. A signature of greatness is our trademark apparel component. Polo shirts, t-shirts, caps, sweatsuits, and the list goes on. Essentially, we're in the community to facilitate outreach services to the community that help make a difference and change lives. Thank you.
In this entire collection, I have stumbled on to 2 albums that I consider to be some of the smoothest music I've ever been privileged to hear. One, Johnny Hartman with John Coltrane. The second is this album. I was in here one day, maybe about 8 years ago, and even with this collection, I still don't know what's in there. So I just saw the cover. I'd been running across it, fumbling through. I said, let me put this album on and see what's up. Man, when the needle hit the grooves on this, I had to just take a seat. This is Andy and the Bay Sisters.
Summer, not a bit of breeze. Neon signs are shining through the tired trees. Walking to and fro.
Wow.
Everyone has someone and a place to go. Oh, listen, listen. Hear the crowds go past. They don't even see me. Lying by so
The way they just rode the rhythm. Now for me, nothing gives me greater pleasure than hopscotching decades. You know, it's one thing to listen to music. It's a whole nother thing to listen to music on vinyl. But to be able to go from decade to decade, now I remember smoking, not a spliff, but a reefer stick, listening to this. Gil Scott and Brian Jackson. Hey! So, because WERD is starting to get notoriety, a lot of young cats will see me out and pass me their CDs. One dude did it at a coffee shop. He gave me a CD. Excuse me, Mr. Ricci, can you listen to my music? So I had the CD for a while. And then I ran into him again, but I hadn't listened to it. I said, have you listened? Nah, man, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I promise you I'll listen to it. So I took the CD home, popped it in my computer. I made it through 2 songs, and I had to eject it. I ran into him again, and I told my son, I said, the next time I run into someone young that's passing me music, the first thing I'm going to tell them is, don't go into the studio until you've listened to Marvin Gaye and Curtis Mayfield. That should change your perception of sound. That being said, one of the best pieces of music to come out of the 70s. Since you dropped the needle in this era, you knew who the group was. No one sampled, no one tried to, everyone wanted their own, not just lane, they wanted their own highway.
I got a lot of commercials today. I'm sorry about that, but I have to do this.
All right, what's up, Atlanta? Cake me happy, cake me happy. Come and get your Mama Ginger Feel Good cakes. I'm Chef Smitty and my boy Chef Jada in his absence. We would like to welcome you to try our delicious cakes. We got 3 fire cakes, fire, fire, fire. We got a sugar cookie brownie drenched in cream cheese and chocolate. We got our best seller, the butter pecan cake. We got a homemade pound cake. You can reach us Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week at our IG, Mama Ginger's Cake Me Happy. You can call us at 405-915-2185. We look forward to seeing you. And what time is it, Atlanta? Cake o'clock. Cake o'clock.
How we as a culture are able to, in masses, have our backs turned to all of this genius is completely beyond my realm of comprehension. It's unbelievable. I can appreciate, what present day artists are doing, but the dedication and the discipline and the reaching in to bring something out that's really not just to make money, but to provide an element of beauty to the world, to uplift a culture. That's what all these artists did. Yeah, they made music, but everything they did lifted a whole race. That being said, for those young folks out there that have never heard this, This is Bags and Train, Milt Jackson and John Coltrane. I want a cocktail and a damn cigarette. This is some unbelievable music. The fascinating thing about some of the early jazz is it's not music you listen to in passing. You know, it almost commands your attention. You have to like give yourself to the music. It's not like you just hit a button and go on to the next song. You want to hear every nuance of every song. That being said, we're going to skip around. In the 1950s, this white jazz group was one of the first ones to make the cover of Time magazine. And even though this gentleman and Duke Ellington were friends, Duke was very glad for him. This cut is timeless. Paul Desmond on sax. Dave Brubeck on piano. This changed everything in jazz. My son, when he first heard it, my son is 26. When he first heard this song, he went home and he said he played it and fell asleep to it while it was still playing. He just had it on repeat. He couldn't believe this. Because my son is 26 and so he is of the current generation, and they tend to get sensitive if you're not speaking really highly of the music of their era. So I made the mistake of commenting that, you know, the music that I hear, it's music, but I never hear anyone saying, oh, that song is beautiful. You know, it's like, oh man, it's got a deaf beat, or, you know, the lyrics are dope. And I was like, shit, man, where is the what music is beautiful? So he got upset about that. So. And then we're talking about the organ. I was somewhere at a music store, and I was saying, damn, man, how come young people, you know, never play instruments like that? Well, how do you know this? I have never heard a current record, not that I listen to it, use the Hammond B3 organ. Which brings me to my next guest, Mr. Jimmy Smith. detail. Forget about it. So we're in the 60s now, late 50s, early 60s. So what I like to do when I'm talking to a group, especially of young people, I like to skip around. So just about everyone in this room has heard of R&B music, rhythm and blues, but it got its origin in the early 1930s. It was called race music, which meant it was music by Negroes for Negroes. So during the 1930s, the big bands had broken up because of the Great Depression. So they went down to smaller groups, Tiffany Five, quintets, quartets. This gentleman is Louis Jordan, the king of R&B or race music of the time. He was on all the jukeboxes, which is why these individuals did not want this Negro's music played, because everyone loved it. White, black, short, tall, Louis Jordan. Infectious sound.
One night Farmer Brown was taking the air. He locked up the barnyard with the greatest of care. Down in the hen house something stirred. When he shouted, "Who's there?" This is what he heard. There ain't nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here at all. So calm yourself, stop that fuss. There ain't nobody here but us. We chickens trying to sleep, and you bust in and hobble, 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 hobble. It's a sin. There ain't nobody here but us chickens.
Until next time.